Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape over the past few weeks, you've probably noticed a lot of chatter about the Cleveland Browns and their recent struggles. They're currently sitting at 2-4, which is not where they envisioned themselves coming into this season. Their defense has been allowing roughly 26 points per game, and that's a big concern for a team that's been trying to stay competitive in a loaded AFC. But what if I told you that there's a potential blockbuster trade brewing that could shake up the entire NFC West, and more specifically, give the Seattle Seahawks a significant boost? That's right. Rumors are swirling that the Browns are eyeing a trade that could see them send Wyatt Teller, yes, the same Wyatt Teller who's been a force on the offensive line, to Seattle in exchange for a third-round pick in 2026. And this isn't just idle speculation. There are sources out there suggesting that Cleveland is eager to upgrade their right guard position, especially after Haynes had to go on injured reserve. Now, why would Cleveland consider such a move? Well, it's all about rebuilding, cap management, and trying to find some stability on offense. The Browns have about $19 million in cap space, and they're prioritizing a rebuild that involves getting younger players, extending Chubb, and shoring up their defense, which has been leaking yards on the ground, giving up around 4 or 5 yards per carry. They've also been eyeing draft assets, especially for positions like cornerback and edge rusher, to bolster that unit in the long term. But here's the catch: Wyatt Teller, who's just 30 years old, is a proven run blocker elite with insane power. His run blocking grade in 2025 up to Week 7 is an impressive 87, 2 on PFF, and he's allowed only 14 pressures with just 1 sack. His career average is around 86, 5, and he's been a dominant force, creating nearly 800 rushing yards for his teams. Imagine what he could do in Seattle's ground attack, especially with a strong offensive line coach working with him. You see, Teller isn't just a run blocker. He's a player that can truly transform a team's rushing game. His style of play is reminiscent of the best guards in the league: powerful, aggressive, and able to handle the most demanding front sevens. Last season, he was a key part of the Browns' offensive line, which, despite the team's overall struggles, showcased his elite ability in both zone schemes and power plays. His ability to pull, double-team, and generate extra yards before contact makes him a perfect fit for the Seahawks' balanced offensive approach. And don't forget, he has a history of elevating his team's performance. For instance, his trade in 2025 to the Browns revitalized the offensive line, giving the team a much-needed boost in run efficiency. Comparatively, the Steelers saw a plus 15% increase in their collective run efficiency after acquiring a similar asset by Tonio in 2025. That kind of impact is exactly what Seattle needs to push their ground game to the next level, especially as they aim to contend for a deep playoff run. Now, let's talk about the Seahawks' perspective. They're sitting in a very interesting position right now, folks. Their offensive line has been solid but could definitely use an upgrade in the right guard spot. With Wyatt Teller, they're getting a player who can immediately elevate their run game, which currently averages around 120 yards per game, to a new level, potentially boosting that to around 150 yards per game by just plugging him in. That's a significant increase, especially considering how important establishing the run has become in today's NFL for controlling the clock and setting up play-action passes. Teller's statistics against the league's best are impressive. His PFF grade of 87, 2 versus Bradford 74.5, and his run block grade of 88, 9 compared to a lower 76, 3, show just how much he can bring to the table. His ability to create a pocket where Geno Smith can operate comfortably, especially with the improved pass protection that comes with a player like Teller, is a game changer. And it's not just about the run game. Teller's presence allows the Seahawks to be more versatile on offense, balancing their attack and making life easier for their quarterback. His history of working well with tackles and pulls and his proficiency in double teams make him a key piece in their offensive puzzle. Plus, His ability to generate positive EPA on plays, especially in play-action schemes, can really open up the field for receivers. This is crucial because the Seahawks have been looking to elevate their offensive efficiency, especially on third downs and in critical moments. With Teller anchoring the right side, they could see a plus 16% boost in third down conversions and gain an extra 2 minutes of possession per game. That's the kind of upgrade that can push a team from good to great. Now, let's put this into perspective with the big picture. If Seattle manages to acquire Wyatt Teller, it could do more than just improve their offense. It could potentially elevate their Super Bowl odds significantly. Currently, their chances, according to DraftKings, are at plus 1,800 for the 2025 Super Bowl. But with Teller in the fold, those odds could drop sharply to around plus 900, making Seattle one of the hottest contenders in the league. Next-gen stats also indicate that their win probability against division rivals like the Rams could increase by about 13% in simulations, thanks to their strengthened trenches. That's huge, folks. It's reminiscent of the dominant Seahawks lines back in 2013, which played a pivotal role in their Super Bowl victory. Of course, there are some hurdles. The Browns, with their current rebuild mode, might be hesitant to part ways with Teller, especially since he's under contract for a decent price and has been a cornerstone of their offensive line. But if they're truly committed to a rebuild, and if the Seahawks are willing to part with a third-round pick in 2026, this trade could happen. It's a bold move, but in the NFL, bold moves often define seasons. The Seahawks, with this potential acquisition, would be positioning themselves as serious contenders, ready to push past the 49ers and Rams in the NFC West and make a real statement in the playoffs. So in summary, this trade rumor isn't just a small blip on the radar. It represents a strategic shift for the Seahawks, one that could turn their offensive line into one of the best in the league. Imagine a balanced attack, with a dominant run game powered by Wyatt Teller, giving Geno Smith more time and space to work, and opening up the entire field. This could be the missing piece that elevates Seattle from a good team to a true Super Bowl contender, reminiscent of their glory days in the early 2010s. And for Browns fans, it's a reminder that sometimes rebuilding means making tough decisions and trading away key pieces to set up for future success. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe Wyatt Teller could be the piece that pushes the Seahawks over the top? Would you be willing to see a third-round pick in 2026 go for such an impact player? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so make sure to stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news. This is an exciting time, folks, and the potential for a new era of Seahawks dominance is just around the corner. Let's keep the passion alive, keep supporting our team, and get ready for what could be a historic season. Thanks for riding along with me today, and as always, go Hawks.